Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another video. So in this lesson, now we've got the enemy spawn point manager up and running, we're going to actually work on the enemy spawn point script. So we'll create a new C# script and we'll just name it enemy spawn point. Let's open that up for editing. Okay, so the first thing to do is we're not going to inherit from mono behavior, we're going to inherit from the enemy spawn point manager script. So let's change that right at the very top. And as always, we'll begin by creating some variables. So we'll say public float underscore enemy spawn distance. And we'll make that equal to 20f for now. Now obviously I'm leaving this public because you will need to change this value to something that suits your project. But we'll carry on for now, and in the comments we'll put defines the distance from the player at which the enemy will spawn. We'll create another public. Let's give this a naming convention of spawn point difficulty. And we'll give this a naming convention of exactly the same but with the underscore in front. So underscore enemy spawn point difficulty. Close the line off. We'll say creates option in the inspector to change spawn point difficulty. And this one will need to be left public. And we'll copy and paste below. Now this one can be private. Let's change it to spawn point state. And we'll change the comment. Defines naming convention for switching the spawn point state. And obviously to fix those red errors we'll need to create enums for both. So the first one will, again, needs to be public this time. So public enum spawn point difficulty. We'll open and close brackets. Inside the brackets we're going to say easy equals 0, medium equals 1, and hard equals 2. Remember, no comma on the end of the last one. Obviously if you have more difficulties, that's fine. Just put them in order and obviously number them in the order in which you have them. So as you can see, that red error is now gone. And this one can be of type private this time, enum let's just copy that naming convention in. Enemy spawn point state, let's open and close brackets. Waiting for player, let's say to come into range. We'll just put a comma. Now, I'm not putting numbers on this one because we will need to come back and add more functions. So the next one, player is in range, comma, spawn enemies, and as again, no comma on the last one. So let's come below the void update now. And we're going to create a type private void. And in fact, let's just open and close brackets. We'll open and close again. And we'll just copy the first naming convention inside. Just before the first set of brackets, obviously. Debug.log. Open and close brackets, close the line off, inside the brackets, little speech marks, and again, let's copy that naming convention in. We'll just copy the entire function, paste it in twice more, and we'll just swap out the naming conventions. So with that set up now, and in fact, let's come below there to begin with. And we'll create a type private void on, and we want draw gizmos selected, open and close brackets, close, open and close again. Inside the function, we're going to say gizmos.color equals color with capital C this time, and I'm going to make mine red. Close the line off. Into the comments, draw gizmo colored red. We'll come below, we're going to say gizmos dot, and then we want draw wire sphere, open and close brackets, close line off, inside the brackets, and we're going to say transform dot position, comma, enemy spawn distance. Just break this up for commenting. So we'll say draw gizmo coloured red as a wire sphere by the enemy spawn distance radius. And let's come here. So again, I'll just come under the void update. I'm sure you've guessed what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a private enumerator, enemy spawn point FSM, open and close brackets, open and close again. So while open and close brackets, Inside the brackets we're going to say true. Open and close at the end of the line. Again, switch. Open and close brackets will open and close again. Inside that first set of brackets we're going to put enemy spawn state. I think that's what we used. There we go, enemy spawn point state, sorry. And again we'll create our cases. So case enemy spawn point. In fact, did we just use spawn point state? Yep. Dot waiting for player to come into range. Finish the line with a colon. Come below. Waiting for player to come into range. Open and close brackets. Close the line off with a normal semicolon, and again break, and again back to the semicolon. So let's copy that case. We'll paste it in twice more. And as normal, we'll just swap out the naming convention. So the first one after that is player in range. And finally spawn enemies. We'll come after the first close bracket, yield, return, and null. And in the void start, we'll put start coroutine, open and close brackets, close the line off, inside the bracket speech marks, and this naming convention. So let's just paste that in into the comments. Start enemy spawn point FSM and coroutine. So let's just save that off there. I think we'll leave it here for this lesson. Now we've got most of what we need set up, and we'll pick this up in the very next video. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope to see you next time, and until then, as always, bye for now.